you. Yeah, there we go. Can you guys hear me? Fantastic. So much, Weirdimations. You are a lifesaver. I would probably talk for like the next 2 hours just on a stream without any audio whatsoever. I would have just been doing my stream. But I guess as I was saying, it wasn't that important. But I was just saying I'm kind of in a Tim Burton-y kind of mood right now because we've been doing the last renders for the last 2 weeks, and it was like that Tim Burton style. So I wanted to kind of continue that with this image here, and this one right here is it's a photo I generated in Midjourney, and then we're going to be recreating it now inside of Blender. So, as per usual, just kind of lining up the camera with our plane, and that'll allow us to start modeling some stuff here. Probably just gonna have this edge over here. Let's see. Let's us kind of go uphill a little bit. I'm gonna kind of have it go up on a bit of a ledge here. And we can add some more detail, of course, later. But right now we're just kind of getting the general layout feel of it. The only other thing I really like to do is I do like to have the ground plane, since we don't have our camera move around all that much. It's just going to be a single render. What I do like to have is it gets smaller towards the camera. This will save us later when we're trying to do our all our particle systems. So I like to have it kind of scale outwards. We can do that pretty simply by these edges that we have here. I'm just going to scale them up until they kind of reach the edge of the camera, and it'll create kind of like this this cone-like structure that's going to go out from the camera's perspective. And then that way, when we do have all of our particle systems in there, it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, awesome. I do think that works for us. And then we can add in the detail of like the ledge on the water as well, as we're getting along. But let's just place in the first step of our house. This is going to be a lovely house, everybody. So I'm excited about it. Let's actually delete that. I'm going to use this perspective. If we just click right there, kind of get that edge of. If we scale it up now, I'm just going to. I feel like there's not going to be a lot of straight edges or 90-degree corners on this house, just for the type of house it is. Very unique style. Let that line up there, and I think if we go up a little bit, we just make sure scale that up, and great. I'm going to add in an edge loop here. I'm just gonna kind of block this bad boy out. Grab that. Have it go all the way back. And let's see, let's line that up there. Again, just kind of grabbing the general faces that we'll need. Just to set up the general shape of this whole thing. And let's see. It's good for about right there. I'm gonna have this part extruded upwards. Pick triangle seems like an easier way to do the ground. It may be later. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, creating like triangles from the beginning. That's probably true. I tend to like to work in quads, personally. Let's see. I tend to think that they would just work better for... Oh, whoops. Let's see, extrude that upwards. I tend to think that quads, just in my workflow, tend to work better. I know some people like to use tries, but personally I think that for me, just because I've always used quads, it'd be hard for me to get used to changing my workflow. Although I have seen there's some crazy new plugins out now for Blender where you can remesh things pretty easily. So let's grab that upwards. Just keep that. Oh no. This isn't really lining up, but I know that why. It's, well, there's two reasons. This building in the Midjourney photo is definitely there's like no 90-degree angles on it, so it's going to be a little bit more organic in nature. Let's see, that's fine. All good though. How was y'all's week? I feel like a decently busy week this week, and I am happy it is over. I felt like yesterday was just such a long day. Scale that up a little bit. I'll add some edge loops in here, I think down here, and that'll allow me to extrude this outwards. Kind of going off book a little bit here now, but that's the fun of it. And then just slowly add more and more detail into this as we're working on it. I think I'm going to add in another edge loop here. This isn't going to go all the way up. That's fine. We'll just scale that in, create our roof there. Roofs were always the bane of my existence when I was playing Minecraft back in the day. Felt like I could never get roofs to be correct. Let's see. Add in a cylinder now. Kind of about right here. Oh, whoa, no, not there. That's what happens when you're looking at the wrong angle. Let's see. Definitely feel like this needs to be higher up. Ooh, wrong tool is selected here. Yeah, that can be the tallest part of the roof. And then this here, we will scale it in, and that should be good. I'm going to select the bottom of it and just kind of make sure it goes all the way down into the house. And that'll be the first part. Kind of take up this whole center part right here, and if we drop it about here, I think, let's see, let's take this whole section here and just kind of have it drop down. I want this center piece specifically to be all the way down there. And I'm thinking kind of taper off a little bit. That's nice. I like that. And then I want this to be kind of a rounded top up here. Probably extrude that now and create like this rounded edge up here. Have it go up a little bit more. Off to a point. Oops. I mean, that will need to be filled. Probably have it go down a little bit. There we go. The only other thing I could think of is I do want, let's scale this by X or scale this by Y, and we want it to be larger, and then I'm going to rotate it on the Z axis here. Well, thanks for dropping by, Weirdimations. So glad to see you again, and I'm sure we'll see you again in the future. I'm going to now fill in the bottom here. If I take that all the way down, what do we got? I think I like that better anyways than that center piece going all the way up. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this whole weird thing that's going up to the top of the world up there. So we're probably gonna play around with that until we get something to... Okay. And let's see, we could probably just extrude that upwards to about right there. And we'll scale that out as well. Probably go to there and then scale it out even more. That's good. Why don't you bring that down? Trying to create a little bit of shape here as if it bends in first and then kind of goes up more. Like a mushroomy effect. How far up do we need to go? It's probably good. I like that as like a general shape for the top of the roof. Kind of want to fix this section over here. It doesn't have that whimsical flair that I'd like it to have, so let's take these faces and bring them out a little bit. I think we could probably get some of the... Oh yeah, we probably could. Let's add a loop cut in here. If we take that, probably can bring it in a little bit. I don't like this edge, so let's remove that. Might need to fill in a little bit down here. Lots of beveling that needs to happen, of course. Oh, I probably should save. I'm just going to call that today's date, basically, and then we'll put down version 1. Just in case we want to version up or remove a version. I kind of create these beveled edges on the sides here because we can bring out this roof. Kind of extrude that out as well. We'll have the windows that we'll need to add as well. Probably extrude that outwards. Because we're going to add roof tiles on all of this as well. And let's see, we'll bring this down and we can bevel out this as well. I am thinking with all the grass on the sides here, we're not going to see terribly too much. I'm going to, because we need this roof to really, let's see, I do feel like it just needs to be further out from everything. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit better. And then, of course, let's add in our edges here. And I'm kind of eyeballing it, so this is probably not the perfect size. Oh, we should probably add in a beveled edge up here as well. Do that. And then I can extrude these outwards. That's good. Then that way we can only have the grass on this section here. I'm thinking this can go down a little bit further as well. That's good. We'll create our lattice over here afterwards. But for right now, we can leave that as is. Just kind of getting the general shape down of the main building. Probably get some of the windows in here as well. Let's go ahead and add in this window. It's hard to add too much you don't want to add too much. We don't have terribly too much vertices right now. Yeah, very intricate photo. I created it in Midjourney, so I kind of was looking to do a bit of another Tim Burton style image because I'm in the Tim Burton mood, man. And you can't get rid of the Tim Burton cravings, okay? Which I found out, by the way, I watched Beetlejuice for the first time, and then I found out that they're actually making another Beetlejuice movie that's in the works right now. Of course, there's always sequels, right? Should probably narrow that. There we go. this is certainly, by the way, not something we're going to finish today. This will be a work in progress. Now have this go so deep. I think about right there is probably fine. I'm going to add in a boolean. Not a bevel. A boolean. We'll shade this flat. And let's see, that's probably fine. We'll go ahead and delete that now, and we will have our window. And there are some other windows that we will want to be adding in. I think this will be, some of the easier ones will be done here, so let's go ahead and do that. Since we are at a weird angle, sometimes what I like to do is just duplicate the face here, and that'll give us, you know, it in the same rotation that we need it to be. And then if I just select that and extrude it upwards, I can scale in and create the shape that I need it to be at. Which I'm thinking that will be perfect. And now if I extrude that outwards, and we'll just inset that into the object while removing it from the same object, and then we'll add in our boolean. A boolean. Can apply that. And that's our window. We can actually just now take this window and put it wherever we need it. So let's rotate it 90 degrees on the Z-axis. I'm just going to move that over here. Probably should have set the rotation of the house to be on the X and Y axis of the world. That way I'm not having to constantly change it to the local rotation. That's fine. It's fine. Set that to Boolean again, and we'll delete that. See, we're going to use the same window up here. So let's just move that up. Sometimes I wish that Blender had the ability to read my mind. That way it could just do everything that I imagine. That way I don't have to do it. Probably delete that now. Because every other window is going to be slightly different. So let's go to this one over here. Again, we will duplicate, and I'm just going to have to do a little more scaling over here. Probably extrude that upwards. Just kind of create like this egg shape. And that's good. For this one though, I'm gonna actually take this into its own object again, and we're going to use subdivide surface because I want to make sure that it's completely smooth. And now we can just extrude that outwards. Voila. Again, add the booleans. Just apply that. It's weird though because these windows aren't centered. Are we going for the non-centered look, guys? Is that the... You know what? What the heck, why not? We're going for the non-centered look. It's not my style. It's just such a weird... No house would have that. Then again, what house looks like this in real life? Let's go ahead and delete that. Probably delete that as a whole. We'll create the... realize how difficult it is for me to see it, so I imagine it's much more difficult for you guys to see it. So let's see, let's add it. We do cavity, it'll be a little easier. Whatever, that's fine. Okay. It's like you can't see that edge. But we're all living with it, alright? I'm thinking if we select all the way around the edges, if I extrude that, oh whoops, no, if I duplicate it as its own separate entity, and then if we extrude it and scale it, and then I'm going to select, let's see, I need to invert select this. Is it Alt-I? Alt-Shift-I? I know many different softwares. Control-I, that's what it is. Let's hide that. Oh, whack. Okay, so, now if we select everything, we're going to actually have to go to our normals. So, mesh, normals, where are they at? And then we'll flip them. Perfect. And now we want to select all of these outside edges here. And we can grab them on the x-axis. That's what we need. And if we do Alt-H, everything comes back. And now we have our windows with a nice bevel, which we can grab and move them back in. I'm going to duplicate this over, and we'll just put them over in this same exact spot as the other window. Now we've got two window frames, which look like eyeballs, right? Is this house alive? I'm gonna have to do some slats on these windows up here. I feel like if we do, I don't know, let's try this out. I've got this scale X, scale Y. Let's see if we're I'm gonna see if we can automate the slat process. Not like that. Like that, that's fine. Okay. There might be a way to do this. So if we take our slat here and then we say we want to do an array modifier, but it's going to be 0 there. Oh, wait a second. Yes, that'll work perfectly. So then we'll set that to 0.4, 0.5. Let's try 0.5. That'll at least give us a little bit of a spacing. 0.45. Let's try this first. We'll turn off that modifier. We will first turn on shrink wrap. We will shrink wrap this single one up against this cube here, so that way it's laying flat on the surface. Perfect. So now it's laying flat. Flat on the surface. And then now, if we have that shrink wrap, we then do an array, which will move it upwards. And we can do multiple all the way up. And of course, let's see, we need to adjust the X as well. It's not 0.1, it's 0.0, it's negative 0.001. Negative 0.01. Perfect. First try. Now let's do one less. Okay, now we've got all of these individual slats that are going automatically up the side of this area. Now if I use shrink wrap on the surface again, will that work? Might be making this more complicated than it has to be, guys. Okay, fine. We'll do this manually. I didn't really want to do it manually, but we'll do it manually. The only other part that I will need to do is a solidify, and then we'll throw that in here, and we will make each individual one thicker, but on the negative, not positive. I'm gonna apply all of this now. And actually, somehow magically did it. The only other part is, let's see, I'm gonna put my cursor like right there. And if we go to Object, Set Origin to 3D Cursor. Now if we add a mirror modifier in, damn, I really wish when you started typing it would just start sorting through your modifiers list. We'll do a mirror, but not on the x-axis, not on the y-axis. Wait, what? If I do Control A and then apply all transforms, will it work? Maybe if I select that and say Object, Set Origin to 3D Cursor. Wow. I think I really screwed up here. That's fine, I'll just duplicate this and then rotate on individual origins. Or median origins, I should say. We will just manually move this over. Without that, though, because we don't want some random roof floating in the air in a different spot. Although, hey, maybe that's Tim Burton feeling. I think I made that more complicated than it had to be. So let's try that again, but this time make it a little less complicated. I'm just going to duplicate this plane here. And if I grab that on the y-axis, It is hard because I don't have that edge. Now, if we get that, we can just kind of work with it, right? Right? Oopsies. It's like almost. It's like you tried, but you didn't quite get it. Alright, negative 0.46. Negative 0.47. Negative 0.5. Negative 0.53. It's like actually almost perfectly aligned. Just trying to just rotate. Whoa. That's cool. Let's rotate that. And then now, 0.5. I like that. One less, please. One less. Perfect. Move that back over here. Line that up. But yeah, if you guys were wondering why this is going to take me 2 weeks, it's because, you know, I'm an idiot, so. It's going to be hard. Wow. We're less than an hour in and I'm already out of water. What a boy, please. Let's see, what's the easiest way of doing this? I don't want to have like a gutter almost. Then also having just some tiles. I know if I knew how to use geometry nodes, it would probably be a lot easier to do some of this stuff. But I don't. And I don't feel like learning in front of you guys. Let's see, let's do that. Let's see, I'm gonna have this go the length of the roof. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Just align that. I am thinking though with this center part, it has to follow the edge here. So I think we'll just apply this modifier and I can go in and add some edge loops. Oof. Maybe not. I was thinking about these as like one big plane, and they're not. It's all good though. Let's see. I'm just going to add the same amount of loop cuts to each one. That's fine. And then now I'm just going to follow the edge here. And if I use this tool, should be able to kind of just move everything down and make it feel more natural. And I can kind of do that for different parts of this, so just following the... Let's see, we're just going to move each individual one. What a wacky roof. Let's see, we're gonna grab that. I'm gonna kind of select this whole back here, and then we'll just move that down. Should work. Let's go ahead and delete all these back vertices. We're not going to see the back of the building anyways, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. Now we've got that kind of like wacky rooftop in the front. And I'm going to just select everything and duplicate it. And if we just mirror that... Be a bit of a challenge to line it up. Perfect. We're not going to really see it, honestly, on the other side of that, so just stick with that for now. Probably add in kind of this spot. We can start adding some detail into here. I'm going to select this face, and if we just not extrude it, but duplicate it and then scale it down, I am thinking that maybe we just align that closer to the bottom, and we'll select this top here. Just extrude that upwards, scale it. Just kind of create a little bit more of a rounded edge on the top. And we will make it its own object as well, of course. I just want to add a subdivided surface, I'm thinking. Or not. I actually came to the executive decision not to. Let's go ahead and extrude that. I can now grab that y-axis, and we can go ahead and just Boolean it. It'll give us a nice inset there. Exactly what we're looking for. Got these windows down here that I haven't done anything on either. We don't need that. I'm going to grab this face here as well as this face. Let's just go ahead and extrude that outwards. And again, just grab that and extrude it outwards. Probably want... I don't know what kind of window we're going to go for here. We could start by just duplicating this face, and then let's actually just make this a square window. Nice big old square window. Let's do that. Make it its own object again. And we'll select this face. Just extrude that again. Grab it. Should be good. Again, we'll add in another boolean. Again, why is B bevel? Don't ever bevel through a modifier. Instead of deleting that though, let's see, let's keep it. I'm gonna delete this vertex here. And let's scale that upwards. Select everything and we'll scale that upwards. We can extrude that outwards. And again, extrude, scale, extrude. I think this is another situation where the normals need to be flipped, so let's go ahead and just flop those. There we go. That's going to give us a nice rim on the window. We can actually customize the size of it. I think also with this one, let's see. Take this whole thing here and I think I might have screwed up that by bringing that out. Gotta do the weird task of lining this up and relining that up. Which I'm actually fine with it not being on the same distance plane. That's probably fine there. As long as it splits the window in half, right? But again, this ain't no normal house. Let's duplicate that, and then we're going to rotate that on the y-axis 90 degrees. There you go. We got ourselves a window, folks. It's this easy to make a house. Who knew? You know, I've always thought that houses were really expensive, but I didn't know that they were this cheap and easy to make. I mean, Blender's free. God. Have to figure out how to do some tiles on this roof. The cheapest and most effective way, I should say, to add tile onto the roof, because it's honestly not that difficult to add tile onto the roof. We're going to select both rooftops here. If we go into edit mode on both of these, do want to make sure let's see, grab that by the z-axis and I think I'm fine with the clipping. Let's see. I think I'm fine with the clipping. It kind of depends. I can fix that a little bit easier by just moving everything up a little bit. Perfect. Go ahead and hit the save button there. We are going to want to do some sculpting though for the ground. I think that's where the secret sauce is going to be, on the ground. That's going to give us the ability to really have a nice natural organic feel. So really liking where this house is at. I don't know yet, guys. Let's grab these edges all the way up the side here. Thinking we can bevel them. And we'll do the same for this. Bevel it. See, guys, I don't use the bevel modifier. I use the bevel inside of edit mode. Just suppose if you want to be slightly more procedural, you could do it in the modifier list. Just like this whole list here, and just bevel. Bevel. Like this whole bottom as well and top. I always find it's better to have beveled edges just because the light catches it a little bit nicer. Just do that on the bottom slats here. Kind of give us some intricate design for free, I think. I'm going to add a multi-resolution modifier in here. We'll just subdivide that. The frick is this subdivide issue? I've never had multi-res problems until like last week, and then all of a sudden now, whenever I do multi-res stuff, it kind of gives me some wacky issues. Cool. Okay. We'll subdivide that one more time. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Let's just jump over here, and then we'll go to sculpt mode. We've just got some drawing to do, I think. We'll go to camera view here, and let's just make this a little bit bigger for right now. This is the draw, so theoretically I could just probably start painting on some lines. I'm just gonna kind of set the overall like position of where things are gonna go, so let's do that. We can crease things as well. Okay, and then the other side of the river is going to be over here. Cool. This will be helpful now because I can kind of do this more efficiently over here. Put a bit of a hill behind it. And we can start smoothing some of this out as well, because I don't necessarily want it to feel blobby. I do want to feel more like a crease, I suppose. And we will layer it. And of course, we will have a nice river going through here, so don't have to worry too much. That's good, and that's not good. We'll smooth that out now. And smooth that out as well. Just kind of getting those hard bank lines in there. Do like that. That actually works pretty nicely. Let's go ahead and subdivide it one more time, and I'm gonna add some creases in here for the edge of this water. That's pretty nice. I'm, let's see. I think some part's going to be higher, so I want to smooth that out a little bit. Might have been a bit too far. I'll deflate that as well. Hard sometimes to see, but cool. Okay, and then we will crease this edge over here just to kind of continue this bank around this corner. If we use the draw and subtract it down, yeah, that should work. Don't want it to go as high. We're not going to really see it, but you know, it's just helpful to have that just not be distracting back there. I am thinking though, okay, so that's all good. Let's go back to object mode here. Shade smooth it, you know? And let's see, let's view it as 5. And we won't need that right now, but if we add in a plane, just add that in, scale it up. And if I go to our random colors here, you'll see how this is going to affect this. This is going to This is the water level. You can just scale that up now. That's pretty nice, because now we can add like a reflective water material to this, and that'll be a lot easier to do. Perfect. I think we could start probably adding in some vegetation and stuff. We also have that other house, but I might not do the other house. Kind of depends. Because I don't want it to be distracting. Let's rotate this on the 3D cursor, and I just kind of added that 3D cursor all the way over there because I almost want this to be a little closer to the water. This feels a little bubbly to me, honestly. We can fix that. If we add some creasing to it. Once I add some grass onto it as well, I think it'll be a little nicer. Let's use the elastic deform. Curious also with like the cloth. If we did use the cloth tool on it, does that give us like free rock formation feel to things? Wondering if that feels more like a cloth or like kind of like rock. Kind of like it. I mean, also kind of smooth it out a little bit. You got to be a little careful with it, because otherwise, if you use it too much, it definitely looks like wrinkles compared to like just deformations. And then the only other thing is maybe smooth it out a little bit. Or not scrape. I want to smooth. Oh, that's clay. Smooth, there we go. I think that works. Kind of looking to add some trees in, I think. Do that here. Can I not see 3D? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna use botanic as usual. That's plants. I don't know that I have a weird looking tree like that, honestly. Be something like this, right? These, oh, what do they call them? They call these Chamapi Paris Louisiana. Chamapi Paris Louisiana. Yeah, that's, you know, one of my favorite trees, a Chamapi Pappy Lomanamappy. Just gonna have that go all the way in there. I'm gonna make this look like it's a very, very tall tree, guys. It has to be duplicated so it looks like it's multiple tall trees. I'll make sure that's rotating on median point. See, here's the thing: the Chimappy Pappy Louisianias, they're pretty big, man. I mean, you know about the Chimappy Pappy Louisiani. Spawn a bush in here. Kind of like a shrub. It's where like I feel like I am somewhat limited in my plant selections that I have. Do you think like this area right here should be more like muddy, not necessarily let's see. Just as I thought. Don't want that to be in front of our Chimappy Pappy Louisiani. That's good. I'm gonna have our water hidden for right now, just so that way I know where the edge of the bank is. Let's add in a tree. A tree of sorts. Do I have a willow? Do find sometimes, because I am limited on the type of trees that I have, if you take multiple trees and put them together, it feels good. It feels like a good choice. That's good, but I don't like the fact that you can see the trunk here. Although I know that once we add in our lens distortion, you're not going to really see that. So, might not be too concerned about it. Let's see. I'm going to add another one of those all the way over here. Oopsies. I am thinking maybe something a little closer. And let's do a randomized transform and then a randomized variant. And let's see, we're going to want to bring that all the way down, of course. It's about right. Fill in the trees to the side of the house over here. It's really just a process of, I mean, we've done forests before. It's just, you know, gotta have a couple of this, a couple of that, and Just keep doing until you get tired. And then do some more. I do like to have a lot of these branches, just the branches. We'll do that over here as well. Makes it feel more wooded. I'll put a couple behind as well. Okay. The only other thing I could think of that I really want to make sure of is that we're not going to have plants in the bottom of this river area. So in order for us to do that, let's go into weight paint. And we're just going to have to make sure that we are weight painting the area that we want to see the grass appear. It's probably fine too. Let's make sure we're not missing any areas back here. And of course, fill that in. I think that'll be good. Let's go back to object mode here and let's go down to our scatter. We can add in see what kind of stuff we've got. Primarily, it's gonna, if I can get like that willowy grass. I don't even know. Is that decorative here? Let's try that. What's decorative everywhere? And I think we can actually load in our paint and our length as well, right? No, I don't think we're gonna want that. But with this, we change the randomize amount. Awesome. And may want to change the number as well to be more. Just putting a lot of them behind the house. It's all good. We're probably going to want to disperse some more types of ones in here. Okay, let's do scale randomness. Let's increase the scale randomness. Awesome. So that's decorative. And got snow, lawn semi, frosted. Let's try European meadow. And again, we'll go back down to our density and make sure that's enabled. Let's see where we at with the scale. It's probably good. And then let's layer another one in here. Make sure we're saving. Because we know how these things go. What are these, strands? Sure. I like these strands. We use density as well. Does it look like if we scale these to be really big? Well, we'll just keep them at ones. Let's layer another one in. Oops. Let's layer another one in. That's all for the grass. Let's do lily pads. Lily pads maybe for the water. So if we do Alt H, let's select our water now, and let's add in another scatter here. We'll do lily pads. I don't know what type of lily pads. Let's do just mixed right now. See what that looks like. Probably much less though. Like, I'm not wanting this to be like a crazy amount. So let's just decrease the number here. What does our reference photo look like anyways? Oh, you know what? We've got a good amount in there. Oh, not the scale. We're not getting rid of the scale. I think that's good, and then we'll randomize. Whoa, maybe not. Maybe we won't do that. It's displaying 25%. I always hate it when it does that stuff because you never know what the final image is going to look like. I think I'm fine with the grass doing that because it might be better. But I make a lot of my decisions on the amount of stuff based off of what I'm seeing through the viewport. So set 100% on all of this stuff just to see what it's going to look like. And then 100% on this decorative as well. It's good to me. And then we'll add in, you know, some good texturing and stuff like that for the ground. One of the things that I've been liking to do lately is going into Photoshop as the final stage and using the AI generative fill method just to patch up some tiny little stuff. And I have found that to be a really, really fun workflow because it just cleans everything up so easily. We're going to turn off viewport display on all of these particle systems because we don't need that. And let's see. I do feel like a nice little push-in for the shot would be pretty cool. Are we going to do another animation, guys? Are we doing another animation? I feel like we could do another animation. Let's set the keyframe here. I don't know that anyone really cares if we do an animation or not. Let's see, 100. So that makes it like a 4-second animation. Let's make it 200. And then let's select everything, and then we'll set these to interpolation to linear. The only issue with this is going to be water is going to be a really annoying part of this whole endeavor. Although if we use actually, I have an idea. I actually have an idea. Let's go back here to Botanic, and if I convert this to an editable object, I can do a couple things. First of all, I'm going to add in an animation. Just add in a little bit of a breeze. Whoopsies. I'm going to do that for all of these. If I do a convert to an editable object and then make them animated, add animation. do this one back here as well. I do wish that with the scatter node you can add in trees. That'd be pretty cool. The lighting is going to be very important to this, of course. Oops. Going to duplicate all of that. Just rotate this. Just trying to fill in the areas. It's going to become a bit of a challenge. So let's rotate that. What a tree blowing in the wind over here. That's a bit of a tree branch blowing over here. Let's definitely, we're gonna remove that. Add the animation back. Let's do I think that's good. I really don't want these things to be animated because I feel like they're gonna blow too much. But let's take a gander at that. Breeze strength 0.02, please. Let's do animations on all of these. Oh, does this change it for everything? Interesting. I didn't know that all of the animation speeds change based off one variable. That actually makes it quite useful, or quite nice. Convert to an editable object and add the animation in. That's good. This is also playing at not full speed. That's something to be mindful of. But you could also do it to selected objects. That's pretty nice. So rather than applying it to everything, it only applies it to like specific objects. I'm going to do that for this one as well. I think that's a better movement for that one. It's okay that that moves a little bit more. Like I have quite a bit of work to do on this house. Let's look at our reference image here. Let's see. I need to oh, we've got to turn that off, of course. like that. And then if we select everything, we can just bevel the edges in. Go ahead and hit the save button there. This is definitely lacking over here. Let's see what we can do. I'm thinking we can probably add a little nice support on the side of the building there. Let's see, and then I know we're gonna want to have some shrubbery growing up on the side of this this house here, so let's try to visualize that as well. Strength is set to full. Okay, draw, add maybe, I don't know. Okay, and we'll go back to object mode here, and let's add a scatter of some vines, some basic vines, I guess, and we'll set the density to our group here. You're going to want to increase the number of this. And let's change the random scaling size, or even the randomize here is going to be nice. But also scale randomness, and then we'll increase the number even more. I gotta fix some of the weight painting here so that way it doesn't go into the window. But we can do that by just going in here, and we're gonna use the subtract tool. Hit that save button, of course. Let's see. Do we need vines on any other parts? No, but we will want some other things. Like I want that decorative grass on this section here as well as this section here. So if we select this edge here, probably want to select a couple of these vertices. Just bring it out a little bit more. I'm going to set the visibility on these particles over here to like 25%, so that way we're not lagging as we're working on this. But also, we can remember that we did it. Oh, whoops. Let's do this. Let's go into our, we have to add in a new, this one's going to be called vines. And then let's add in a new vertex group here, and we'll just call this grass-roof. And we'll go here into our weight paint. And we can add in our weight paint. Oops, I'm still in the subtract tool. And we can add in our weight paint on this specific spots. Which, you know what? It might be a little bit easier instead of doing this inside of weight paint mode. Let's just go into edit mode. we know that we're going to want it on these surfaces. And we'll want it on these surfaces here. And I don't want it up there. Let's see. We'll worry about the side there later. Let's do it here as well. I'm thinking over here and here. So with our grass roof selected, we will hit assign. And now over here in our scatter tool, we will add in our decorative grass. Let's set the display percentage to 100%. We're going to set density specifically to grass roof. It's a bit large in our size, so let's go ahead and scale that down. Scale right here down a bit. And then of course we're going to randomize the rotation. The other thing we could kind of do is add in our length specifically to be using grass roof. That's nice. We're not going to see really the sides here all that much. But I think that'll add some nice texture to the building here. Again, let's go back to our display here and we'll set that to 25%, so that way we're not too laggy as we're modeling the rest of the scene. We might even want to turn them off, our viewport display. Just want to be able to get closer to full speed playback. It's going to lag a little bit because of our trees that are animated here, but that's fine. Next up, let's go ahead and add in some more shrubs around the area. Thinking something here would be nice. Add a shrub in. Maybe some flowers as well, honestly. I might want to scale some of these down. Okay. And then something behind here. And we'll worry about shading and all of that next week. This week we're just going to get a lot of the layout down, so... Actually, let me look at the calendar real quick. Yeah, I should be fine for doing next week. Yes. Right? Let me double check my schedule. I know I'm gonna be out of town one of the weeks, but I can't remember what week it was. Oh, okay. So next week I should be in town to do the stream. Next week I will not be in town. Which is funny. I thought, is Thanksgiving not the third Thursday of every month? I thought it was. The third Thursday this time is the 16th. Am I crazy? I might be going crazy. The fourth Thursday is, yeah, because the first Thursday is the 2nd. So usually Thanksgiving falls on the third Thursday of November, and this year it's the 23rd. It's because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thursdays in 1 month. So is Thanksgiving technically the second to the last Thursday of the month, or is it supposed to be the third Thursday? I have always heard growing up that it was the third Thursday of the month. And right now I'm just realizing that this year it's not going to be the third Thursday. Or did they make a mistake on the calendar? Alright, pretty cool. Let's add some clouds in, because I'm not really thinking we're going to do shading today. Let's add some clouds in and we'll see where we're at that point. We might need... Ooh, probably shouldn't have hit the render button, because I just realized we're in Eevee mode. Let's swap that to cycles. Use GPU. GPU. Thank you. Save. You're welcome. Now hit the render button. I love how it changed the texture on the house for free for us, which and then let's see. Oh, you know what we could also do while we're at it? Let's set this water that we have here to a paintbrush. If we use dynamic paint, I do wonder actually if this is a good idea for us to do this, because there's all the lily pads as well. Let's set that pre-everything. And then if we go here, let's do dynamic paint or dynamic paint. Go to the physics tab. Or no, the physics tab's this one right here. Yes. Type is canvas. We'll hit add canvas. Oh no, not canvas. We don't want to add canvas. Sorry. This is a collision. Right? So a brush. I think. And then canvas, we'll add canvas. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's do bake. I can't remember if it's you add it as a brush or if you're supposed to make it just a collision object. I know we did it a couple weeks ago, but doesn't matter terribly much. Going to want this area back here is definitely empty. Probably want to put some bushes in here or shrubs. Let's do. Ooh. Let's go ahead and use this one. We'll duplicate it around. I'm thinking this area over here can be filled in. Delete the keyframe. Let's do something like that. That's fine. Well, it's not supposed to be on top of it, but just put that over here. And if we do convert to an editable object and say add animation, just a slight breeze, please, it'll listen to us. Let's go ahead and hit the save button there. Let's see. Let's add some clouds in as well. Where are those at? VDBs, volumetrics. Import, open VDB. And I gotta figure out what stream it was. Oh, wow. I've got them saved. Not to worry, guys. I've got them saved. A cloud right over the house. Let's put them a little farther away. Something like that should be fine. Do something like this back here. Oh, the camera as well needs to change the clipping settings on it. Should be good. It kind of covers all our bases with the clouds. Let's go ahead and hit the save button there. And we don't have any really like lighting set up in our scene, so we're gonna want to add that. Select our camera here though. I'm thinking we could probably just turn off our background image at this point. Got these lovely clouds now. Go ahead and duplicate that. And just add that in over here. I'll bring it back, but fill in this patch. I think we could use our physical light add-on that we have for our Starlight add-on that we have, at least for the lighting. I think that will be nice. Otherwise, we could find an HDRI. Let's see. Let's go to Polyhaven and find ourselves a nice, beautiful HDRI that kind of matches this whimsical sunsetty feel. I kind of like this actually. Let's load this one in there. Add in environmental texture. Light open. Go to our downloads. Might be a little too pleasantly sunny. I want it to feel a little more sunset. the sunrise. Maybe go with the sunrise. What you're looking for with HDRIs is kind of the, that's why they put these spheres here, is how the light is interacting with objects that you have in the scene. Oh, I kind of like this as well. Let's try it. The other thing is I kind of want the sun to be behind. Yeah, you know what we're gonna do here is let's see. Let's go to physical starlight. Oh wow, it kind of already did what I was trying to do. That's amazing. See, it feels more autumn-y to me. It was like I was trying to not make it feel like spring. It's supposed to feel more like autumn. These clouds are a bit intense. And then one thing I've been doing like all the time now is, and then this is the rotation of it. One thing that I've been doing like all the time now is I've been adding like huge amounts of volumetrics in my scenes just because it blooms really nicely with your lighting. Okay, if we put that there, I kind of like that. And then now with these clouds, I do feel like we need some kind of, I said we weren't going to do shaders today, but it's like you have to. I'm gonna hit the save button there. I think we're gonna call it there today, guys. You know, I wanted to spread out my render challenges a little more so that way I can spend a little bit more time working on them and not have to rush things out. So just kind of more streams of less hours working on each one. I think I'm gonna pause there, and we'll pick up from here next week, and we'll continue working on this shot, finish it up, so that way it's done before, I guess, we'll be taking a week off, and then Thanksgiving will be the 4th week in November instead of the 2nd. But if you guys can, please hit the like button on this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, and make sure you're subscribed, so that way every time I do stream, you guys can catch the streams. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will talk to you guys again next week. All right, peace out.